I had a dream, we were sipping whiskey neat, highest floor of the Bowery, and I was high enough. Somewhere along the lines, we stopped seeing eye to eye. You were staying out all night, and I had enough. No, I don't wanna know where you've been or where you're going, but I know.
Hi everyone, so today I'm back with another longly overdue top 10 video, and today I'll be talking all about cream liquid type blushes. And yeah, those are my favorite formulation of blushes. If you know anything about me, I like how natural it looks on the skin. It's so blendable, and also if you build up pigment as in where you want it, it will, it just suits different people who want different things, whether or not you want something really sheer to something really pigmented. And I find that just cream water-based formulations are the best if you want to have that like no makeup natural look and to have that natural radiance to the skin. So we're talking about all things cream and liquid type blushes. So if you guys want to see what are my top 10 picks, then just stick around. Okay, for starters, I'm going to talk about one of those hybrid formulations that is a little bit like a liquid type blush and a little bit like a cream type blush. In my hands here, I have two cushion blushes. This one is a high-end option, which is the Lancome Cushion Blush Subtle, and it's in the shade 021 Sorbet Rose. And what I love about it is that it's in this really cute packaging with a a rose that's tinted in the color of your selection. What you do is that it comes with this cushion puff, which clearly I have used, and when you open it up, it's a cushion saturated with product. What I love about this is that it's super pigmented even though it is a cushion product, and it applies really gently and moisturizingly on the skin. Is moisturizingly a word? But it's just that kind of product you want on your skin on a dehydrated day or a really dry day. And I find that this glides over all my dehydrated surfaces, and a lot of my dry patches just get smooth over. So an affordable drugstore option would be the Cushion Glow Blush from L'Oreal. This is in the shade C1 Sunkissed Coral. I gave the other two away that L'Oreal gave me to my siblings and also my in-laws, and just cause they haven't tried cushion blushes before, and they are the kind that like to, I guess, wear makeup but just don't like to look like they're wearing makeup. So I suggested that they pick this up. I don't have the puff here because I generally use a dual fiber brush, but as you can see in this packaging, it's a really vibrant shade of coral, and yes, it does translate to the cheeks in this manner. But you guys don't have to be scared, because what I do is that I use a brush like this with dual fibers. I dip it in and I don't push it all the way in. I just lightly tap the surface. I tap the excess off the back of my hand and I apply it in circular motions on my cheeks, and it gives a very nice flushed appearance. On my cheeks today, I'm not wearing this, but I am wearing a cream blush, so you can see how it's just looking super naturally radiant with a pop of color. And yeah, cream products generally do that for your skin without looking too dry and too dehydrated. So this is a drugstore option, and these two are my first picks. Okay, so I don't have that many liquid type options in terms of liquid blushes, but the true liquid blushes I have to recommend are the Daniel Sandler watercolor fluid blushes in these dropper-like bottles which have a shaker ball inside. So as you can hear, the pigments are just shaking up with the water pigments, and what happens is that it just combines it together. You put a few drops on the back of your hand, use a dual fiber brush, and likewise stipple it onto the back of your cheeks. You can use any brush of your preference, but I really like dual fiber brushes just because it picks up really little pigment and it allows you to build up to a very natural to pigmented finish. Okay, so my third picks, I have two options because these two are gel formulations that they perform like a cream pot. As you can see my hands, they're like pots of blushes, but they have this really cool texture that's like jello, if you guys have ever touched it. But it's really firm, but also it's just very balm like, so it's like a firm jello kind of a texture. So for my cheaper alternative, I have the cheek jellies from Topshop. They look like this. I have the shade Rain and Sibling. So these two shades are like ranging from a super vibrant bright pink to a really deep plum purple, and I love these two shades just cause this is like my NARS Sin alternative. If you guys know my makeup videos, I use NARS, the blush, the powdered blush in the shade Sin, and it's that very nice plummy shade that's almost like a nude, but it's kind of more in the purple family. And yeah, this reminds me of that because when it applies on the cheeks, it doesn't look super pigmented like what you see. It's just a very nice tint of purple. And yeah, likewise, these jelly formulations are super shareable, and they are just super lightweight on the cheeks that you barely know that you have any product on the skin. So yeah, that's my more affordable option. The more expensive option is Josie Maran Coconut Water Cheek Jellies, and they look like this as well. They're in a glass packaging compared to the other one, it's a plastic packaging. I have the shade Honeymoon Honey and Coral Oasis. I picked this up in Australia when I was studying there, and yeah, basically it's also that jelly kind of a texture, and it basically, this shade is super gorgeous. It's what I have on my cheeks now. As you can see, I do have colour on my cheeks, but it doesn't look like, you're not really sure where the blush starts, where the blush ends, and that's the kind of finish that I love. I love that subtle, super subtle pop of colour. So this other shade is from RMS Beauty. It's the lip to cheek elusive, the shade is elusive, and it's a cream blush, and this is a true cream formulation where it's like super firm and just really creamy like a cream lipstick. This shade in elusive is just, it's really perfect. It's perfect on the lips, it's perfect on the cheeks, and as you can see on my hand, it's just this like super beautiful rosy mauve shade. And yeah, I can't say anything else just because rosy tones are just my favorite and they get me all the time. And sometimes when I like to pair my blush with my lipstick shade, I tend to go for this just because, you know, it's applicable on the lips as well. It's so creamy that it really feels like a creamy lipstick. And yeah, it's all organic, and RMS Beauty do really great kind of pot blushes and pot lip colors and also eye colors. They're just really good formulation for a very natural brand. Similarly, in the drugstore, there are also cream blushes. Recently in Singapore, Rimmel just launched their whole collection in our drugstores, and this is called the Royal Blush, the cream blush. I have shade 004 Regal Rose. Naturally, I'll go for this super beautiful rose. I've been using this non-stop for the whole month of January, so yeah, it's looking quite dented at the moment, but as you can see, it's just a super subtle shade of pinky, mauvey, nude shade, which, you know, who doesn't love that? And I just picked up a new one, 001 Peach Jewel, and yeah, this hasn't been used yet, but likewise, it's a cream blush and it's a pop of orange, which I really like because on yellow skin tones, orange really pops and pulls the skin tone together. Another Sephora high-end type of pick would be the Stila Convertible Colors Dual Lip and Cheek Cream. So these are also cream formulations. As you can see, there's a trend going on. This is not a rosy shade, but it's more of a bright pink. This is called Petunia. Looks like that. I mean, it really corresponds, the packaging corresponds to the actual color really well. So it looks like that, a really bright pink, which likewise all these products are shareable, and also they just build up to a very vibrant finish. This one's called Gladiola. Yep, and it's also this really beautiful orange. This orange is a lot more muted, it's a lot more nude, and yeah, it just translates on the cheeks a little less vibrant, but just really skin-like because of its nude undertone. So yeah, I love this shade also because yeah, I just love a good orange. I can't say anything else about it just cause I have no excuses. I love orange, and this is really beautiful. Okay, so this one's a little more pricey, but it's from Bobbi Brown. It's the Pot Rouge for lip and cheeks. So these are dual function products as well. I got the shade Pale Pink. And yeah, this is a lot more like, if you guys know MAC lipsticks, this reminds me of the luster finish in Plumful. Yeah, it's very similar in that kind of tonal range, and it's just very nice purpley nude shade that can be worn on the cheeks and the lips. Compliment people of deeper, darker skin tones because it can be built up to such a deep finish, but also for people with lighter skin tones, you can just sheer it out and it just provides a very wearable and natural shade on the cheeks and on the lips. I like this formulation because it's a lot more pigmented than the rest, and what it does is that it really adheres onto the skin and it doesn't look like you're wearing blush also, which is a weird thing to say. Like, why would you want to put something on your cheeks that doesn't look like you're wearing anything? But it's just that weird quirk I have with, you know, that blush line where some people overly apply blush and you can just see it on the cheeks sitting there, but like cream products don't do that, and it's really quite remarkable. This, when it applies on the cheeks, it starts out really pigmented, but you have to give it some time and it will just sheer to like a really subtle tint, as you can see on this side. This is another that I've been liking. It's from Hourglass. It's the Illumi Sheer Trio, and you can see here it has 3 cream, illuminator and a blush shade. I love the blush shade just because it's a super fun pinky, corally, nudie kind of a shade, and I love how it comes with all the other complementary bronzers and illuminators. In November more so, I actually used this to I use this so much. I basically have a dent in every product just because I wanted a very handy product. Work was really quite stressful and I didn't want to spend too much time doing my makeup. So what happened was I just used this palette and I just constantly use these 3 shades. I know that they will work together. I know this blush would really show up on the cheeks and everything will look really natural and professional looking. Moving over to a more latest find. This is from the brand Makeup Atelier, and I have the shade Nude, Salmon and Ambering Rose. So yeah, this is a true cream formulation. These are a lot more stiff so they don't melt as easily, but I love that it comes a little bit raised from the surface. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but I'll show you close-ups. It's slightly raised from the compact and it's just a very creamy texture that isn't super pigmented. I must say it actually requires you to dig into the product quite a bit in order to retrieve the pigments, but that just means that it will pick up a very little amount whenever you use it. I find that I love cream products that start off with a very light pigmented base and then build up to a more stark finish so that it's more user friendly that way. I find that if you're not used to applying makeup and a product like just gives you a whole load of pigment on your cheeks, you get really agitated and almost like confused, like what do you do with clown cheeks? Like you really don't know what to do with clown cheeks. But these products are just super buildable and they allow for the user to pick up a little bit of product, apply it on the cheeks, pick up a little bit more and get that desired pigmentation. Okay, so these cream products are in the stick formation. This is called the Clinique Chubby Stick in the shade Plumped Up Peony and Amped Up Apple. So these 2 shades, I'm sure you guys have come across chubby sticks, and whether or not in lip crayon form or cheek crayon form, these are the easiest to apply because you don't exactly need a brush. You can just dab it on your cheeks, stroke it a few times and then pat it in. But similarly, I prefer using a dual fiber brush just because I have control and precision of where I want to put it. This shade in Amped Up Apple is literally gold. It's like the most perfect nudie pinky shade that doesn't look like you're wearing anything but does, and yeah, I've been using it to bits and I only have about like this much left, so you guys know how much I really like it. Okay, last but not least is one of my latest finds in 2016. This one is from Estée Lauder. It's the Genuine Glow Blush Cream for lips and cheeks as well. This is in the shade 02 Peachy Keen, and yeah, it's a stick blush. This compared to the Clinique ones is a lot more emollient in texture. It's just really creamy and almost, if you don't store it well, it will definitely melt. So you do have to keep it in a cooler climate, but it is super pigmented and it's a really nice peach shade. I rarely find peach shades too alluring because I prefer, if I'm gonna go like the orange family, I might as well go for an orange shade, but I rarely find peachy shades to be very appealing because they don't do it right. But Estée Lauder, this Genuine Glow collection really proved me wrong, and it was so beautiful on the cheeks and on the lips as a little bit of a tint. Yeah, you just have to have the proper tools and also just be patient with it, but compared to maybe the chubby sticks do definitely start off sheer and then build up to a more intense finish, so it's really dependent on what you want. So this is one of my picks, and yeah, I really love it. So yes, that's all I have to say about all these cream blushes, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I haven't done one of these top 10 videos in super long, and yeah, I just wanted to do one when I felt like it, and also just really wanted to talk about a certain topic that I care for and something that I constantly use. I want to recommend you guys things that are really suited to the everyday user who doesn't know how to use makeup and also is just wanting to look presentable for work, and yeah, or just wants a little bit of a pick-me-up. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you do have any other cream blush recommendations, do leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to check them out. I have not much else to say, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!